What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about Teen Mom 2. This is season 9, episode 2, and the title of this episode is Reconnect. So I'm going to start off with Leah. Leah, she wants to make sure that the school that her daughters are going to will provide everything that Allie needs, and she talks with her boyfriend about some of her concerns. They will be providing an aid for Allie, but she just wants to make sure that she does all that she can do as a mother for her child. In the next scene, you see Leah doing a drop-off. It's like a weekend drop-off that she does with her twins' father, Corey, and it's almost time for the girls to go back to school. So Corey sits down, and I think they're like at a park, and he sits down and talks with them to see what some of their goals are. It's just funny to see their little relationship. Moving forward, it's time for the girls to go back to school. During the drop-off to the bus driver informs Leah and Corey that they can't take Allie's wheelchair. A very irritated Leah now, she has to take her daughter's wheelchair to the school herself. So when she gets in the car, she calls her boyfriend to basically vent, and he gets all riled up. Then after that, after he's all riled up, he then says, well, I just want you to stay calm. So I thought that was really funny, because it's like, if you want a person to stay calm, you would be their calm. If I'm coming to you with the problem, you would then try to calm me down and encourage me and kind of uplift my spirits to just stay positive. But he did his little ranting thing, and then he was like, I just want you to stay calm. So I thought that was hilarious. Next, let's talk about Chelsea. So they're waiting on Aubree's father to pay so that she can have visitation for the second time. Well, attempt to have visitation with her father for the second time, but he still hasn't done so. He still hasn't paid this fee. So Chelsea talks with Cole, and she's very upset about this situation. Adam hasn't paid his no-show fee, so they're still waiting to see if the visit is even going to happen at this point. In the next scene, they show Aubree with her grandfather, and her grandfather is Chelsea's dad. Aubree tells him that the visit didn't happen. The very first visit they were supposed to have in episode 1, it didn't happen. But Chelsea's father, he encourages Aubree that hopefully one day her father will get it together, and if not, it doesn't mean that he doesn't love her. And I just really thought that was really sweet that they're not bashing this man. I mean, I feel like Aubree is very smart and intelligent, and the older she gets, she's understanding what it is. And so I think they're doing a really great job at raising her and kind of helping her understand what's going on without bad-mouthing her father. So Adam has missed his deadline to pay that no-show fee. They end up canceling the second visit as well. I think at this point, they need to stop talking about it, because it's becoming kind of repetitive and a little bit old, if you ask me. Next, let's get into Jenelle. So Andrew, which is Jayce's father, has been reaching out to Jenelle's producer to see Jayce. This is something that I thought was extremely strange to me, because how did he get the number of the producer? So he's been reaching out to Jenelle's producer. It just seemed kind of set up to me. I don't get why he doesn't just reach out to Jenelle himself, or even Jenelle's mom, Barbara. And so Jenelle says that she doesn't want him to disappoint Jayce, because he obviously is reaching out because he wants to set up a meeting to see his son. Jenelle meets with her mom in the same place as they met in the first episode. Since Jenelle can't film with her husband, now all of a sudden she's back tight with her mom. I think that the producers came up with this idea of bringing Jayce's father back into the picture for a storyline for Jenelle. So moving on, at the park, Jenelle and Barbara FaceTime Jayce's father, Andrew. Barbara suggests to him that she thinks it would be a better idea if she goes to where he lives, meet him first, and see if it's okay to let Jayce meet him. Next, let's move on to Kailyn. So she calls Becky to fill her in on what happened at Lincoln's soccer game. Later that day, Kel drops both of the boys over at Javi's. In the next scene, they show Javi and his fiance talking, and his fiance says that she's willing to go at any pace Kail wants to. She'll be ready to meet Kailyn when Kailyn's ready, basically. I'm still trying to figure out why Javi has separate camera time like he's a teen mom. Next, let's get into Briana. So Stella's father, Louis, he no longer drives trucks, and now he lives in New York. Later that day, Briana, she invites Devon over to talk since kicking him out. She says that she needs him to be more reliable and responsible. She also invites him to Stella's birthday party. So Devon tells Briana if she needs him for anything, don't be afraid to let him know. I'm trying to understand why there's a pattern of her baby's fathers not coming around, or I should say sticking around. The only thing that stands out to me is how overly involved her mom and sister can be. Her mom, I feel like in certain situations in the past has overstepped her boundaries when it comes to dealing with Brianna's baby's father. And I feel like she scares those boys off basically because they don't want to deal with her and they don't want to hear her mouth, so they don't come around. And that ultimately affects the children. So Briana, in the next scene, you see her meet up with Shirley, her good friend Shirley. She informs Shirley that Louis is coming, but she's funding his arrival. So he can't come to Stella's birthday party basically unless Briana takes care of it. So Briana agrees to do that, but she tells Shirley she told him that she'll pay for it, and then when he gets the money, he'll pay her back. Basically, you might as well chuck that as a loss. You're not getting no money back. Anytime you offer to give somebody some money or help them, just kind of think of it as, I might not get the money back, because he's in no position. I mean, if he can't fly out there to celebrate his daughter's birthday, help contribute in any way, I don't see why you would expect to get some money back. In the next scene, you see Briana, she rents a house for the preparation of Stella's birthday party, and Shirley, she fills Briana in that she stumbled across a flyer with Louis's name on it as a DJ. This DJing gig is supposed to be on the same night he was supposed to be spending time with Stella. So this was the day before the party. He was supposed to come in that day and that night be there to just, spend some time with his daughter, because she claims he hasn't seen her in a really long time. So one of her rules when she agreed to pay for him to come was that he can't take any DJing gigs. We see now that he still went behind her back and did it anyway. So of course, when Shirley gave that news to Brianna's mom and her sister were right there to speak their minds on the situation. So moving on, it's Stella's birthday, and Louis, he strolls in late. He didn't help set up like he was supposed to do. So surprisingly, Brianna's mom and sister, they didn't say much to him. He came in like Stella was supposed to get all excited to see him, but it seemed like she had no clue who he was. I'm really surprised when he walked over to her, she didn't start crying. So later they show Briana, she walks in and she totally dismisses Louis, but she makes sure to let it be known that he didn't help do anything. She's like, oh, this just looks so great what we did a great job. That was her way of firing shots at him for not doing what he said he was gonna do, and he totally seemed unbothered by it, to be honest. I really don't think he too much really cared, and she seemed more affected by it than anything. I mean, rightfully so, because you want the best for your child. But my thing is, I'm not going to set myself up. If you notice a pattern with somebody and someone is known to continue to do something, I think you should pay close attention to that. I don't really see a need. If he hasn't been providing or doing his part or breaking his neck to come see his own baby, I'm not going to pay for you to show up, because you should be trying to figure that out on your own, or contacting me. Your baby's birthday is coming up, or are you throwing something for the party? I would like to be there. I mean, he didn't do nothing. Even Devon, when he showed up, he came with Pampers. I mean, that's not even his child, and he even brought a gift. But they talk about him so bad, like he's just such a bad father, but he doing for somebody else's kids. So I don't know, y'all. I just feel like, am I the only one that feels like is kind of boring this season. So far, everyone's storyline is repetitive. It's over and over. Every time they put the camera back on a person, it's the same old thing. Leah's storyline is being a mom and dealing with some of the challenges that she faces with Allie, plus dating someone new. Chelsea's storyline is her pregnancy and Aubree's father not being present in Aubree's life. Jenelle is faking, like she likes her mom again for camera time. And Jayce's father is reaching out to see Jayce. Kail's storyline is being a mom to 3 boys and avoiding Javi's new fiance. And Brianna's storyline will be how the baby's fathers don't see their kids or help her financially. I also think that she might be starting to date as well this season. So I don't know. I just really hope that their storylines get better. It's only episode 2. I'm just going to give it some time and we'll just see. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this episode. Did you guys feel like it was boring, just like I felt like it was boring? Do you feel like it's repetitive? They're all talking about the same thing over and over. They need to bring more to the table, or is it just too early to really say, or to have an opinion? Is it just a little too early? We're only in episode 2. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a big thumbs up for me. Share this video with a friend who also loves watching Teen Mom. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another upload from Rumor Has It Official. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.